to steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret the Yatagashu was out to steal is in this very room? Dirty secret? Francisca, you're in pursuit of some dirty, underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence. In that case, then, the person I'm looking for is here, in the Baldy's embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation. I think I just might need to ask Francisca about her smuggling case in more depth. Francisco, when we last talked, you said that you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason we're here right now is related to that. Yes. After analyzing the intel we've gathered from various countries, this embassy was the top of our list of sites to investigate. And this is what tipped us off. This accounting document. It's only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about all the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality of Codopia, which means that somewhere in this country of Albest and Balda is the head. So I'm pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring. That's Francisca for you. She's amazing, pursuing this case with all she has. Hey, it's another butterfly. I believe it is the symbol of the Republic of Baldai. Drawing this big on the wall of an embassy. It definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism. Well, I've got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country. You may want to, Detective. However, I have yet to see the fruits of your desire. You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir. Because this is a national treasure, can I ask that you please not touch it? I'm afraid that only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the secretariat.
Hold it!
But there's a possibility that it is related to the murder, wouldn't you agree? Mr. Edward, why don't we give up for now? We can force until let's investigate it later when we find some solid proof. I suppose I don't have a choice here. This must be one of the permanent statues Kay was talking about earlier. Does this man look like a samurai? They could be twins. A small personal safe. This was Mr. Coatson's office, so perhaps he stored his most important documents in here. Of course it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without a key. Mr. Edward, there's still something on the display rack, sir. Knives, huh? I mean, the blades are all that remain of them, unfortunately. I guess the handles all got burned off by the fire. But even the knife fell victim to the fire. Master Palaeno, are these knives yours? Why, yes, they are. They are a special set of ornamental knives featuring the necessary symbol of Baldan. These butterfly themed knives, along with Albust's own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each. But I can't believe that Barney's ones have been reduced to this state. Ornamental knives, huh? There's a small release on the tang of this blade. Master Palaeno, what is this notch here for? Oh, that? It's a feature of these knives so that we can freely exchange our handles on them. So that we can change how they look to fit the situation, of course. I see. So these knives were constructed so that the handles can be easily removed. know for a fact that the Itagashu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim, Mr. Kochin's pocket, which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe in his office. Good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out. It appears I was correct. The key that was left us in the victim's pocket. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. What do we have here? Hey, there's nothing inside. Do you think the Yatagashi made off with everything, sir? No, detective. I believe all we need is a closer look. What is this here? It looks like the whipped corner of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it's whipped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe. Hey, you're right, it won't budge an inch. Not even when I tug on it. But I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before.
Hold it!
Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's ripped. It's the safe. What do you mean? What I mean is that the secret to the safe is that... Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I'd say that there's an extra bit of space between the back wall of this safe. In other words, the safe has a second compartment. What? I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct and there is a second compartment, how do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there's no other lock or keyhole in sight. Actually, there is one more spot of interest to me on this safe. Oh, yes, I believe that spot is the keyhole to our specific second lock. Safe and its locks. Alright then, since you are so sure of yourself, show me how you deduced your answer.
Eureka!
Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Francisca? The shape? It does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more.
Hold it!
Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Kochin, made sure this safe had two compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out? You can't be serious! Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of this safe? That's precisely what I'm saying. I'll prove to you right now that the Yatsugashu's key is the key that will open it.
Objection!
The Yatsugashu's key? Miles Edruff, this is better be a very bad joke. Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatsugashu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of this safe. We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is one of an entirely different safe than that of the key. I discovered this trick 7 years ago, and with it we were able to corner Miss Yu. Who would have thought that we would see this key again after all this time? Let's go over this again, Sally. The Yatsugashu's key was originally made to open Mr. Kochin's safe in the Korean embassy. We confirmed that it's fact by opening the door to his safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife portion head on, what do you see? What are you talking? Ah! It appears that you have come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe. But that's preposterous! Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago. We fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance. And it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside! Scruffy, hurry up and open that safe! Yes, sir. Opening it now, sir. These items, they're a bunch of funny shaped things. I guess they're a piece of art. You're in the way now. Move, Scruffy! I didn't think I was in the way. These pieces of art, they're identical to the ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world. I figured as much. These are the treasures this section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examination is required. This is the document that we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about. Beats me, sir. Why don't we take a look at it first before we give up, Detective? Mr. Ghost's name is written here on the last page. I wonder what the significance of this document is. These are pieces of stone art from around the world. I wonder how much they're worth, especially this one. Ooh. Scruffy, don't touch this valuable piece of art with your filthy hands! Why, do you have any idea what would happen to you if one of them were to break? Does it just mean that you just hit one of the pieces of art just now? The bird itself trick into one safe is really something. It's neat how the same as two compartments, but what's really impressive is that the other end of the key was another key I totally hadn't noticed. Mr. Cushing was just paranoid if he had secrets of that great of value. You get paranoid. I was stopping both ends of my pencil. But then when I went to erase something, I got all paranoid that I was going to stab myself. Please refrain from dispensing this special brand of unrelated stories while on duty. Yes, sir.
Eureka!
Take a good look at these documents, Francisca. It says that there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here. Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me it is not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3. Well, it certainly looks that way. By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. It seems that you have now found what you were looking for. Yes, and with this, it has become crystal clear that Mr. Cochin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Baldi's ink. Baldi's ink. Baldi's ink is a special product of the Republic of Baldi. Due to a special reason, only a limited volume is ever exported.
Hold it!
And that reason is? That's classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manny Cochin. His face was an embassy, thus it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation. But it's so frustrating. I lost the person I was to rain judgment down upon with my whip of justice. Even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds. You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested. Francisca, you must know that Manny Cochin was a suspect in the KZ-8 incident. Of course I know. On top of being the head of the smuggling ring, there is the matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. that we found the key to the Yatagashiro, now misused soul 7 years ago. Those are originally from this embassy. Maybe she came back to return it. I don't think she's the type to be so kind as to do such a thing, detective. Okay, then what do you think, sir? So you, for what reason did she steal the key? The ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling. A ceiling fan? What does one of those do? Exactly what it sounds like it does. It's a fan that is installed on one ceiling. If I wanted tomorrow, I'd go dizzy from staring at it as I slept. That's a comes to in the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep. It looks like this was once a magnificent grandfather clock, but has fallen victim to the fire. Hey, Miss Rachel, is it okay for me to talk about the clocks in my house, sir? If they're unrelated to the case, I hope that you will refrain from sharing, but... Well, there's this one clock that I made by myself, but the timer on it meant it's quite enough, detective. These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia. It's really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought this was the Balinese embassy. So, why are there so many American souvenirs, sir? Perhaps the bodies are studying American culture and our tourism industry. They had plans to make the body's tourism industry truly flourish. And they would need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose. Speaking of tourism, I got these from the blonde guy earlier, sir. He said if I bring these with me to Bali, I could trade them in for a few buffets. So how do you expect to travel to Bali? The whole world is connected by the ocean, sir. And for an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to Bali if I have to. A few simple keywords would motivate people to do such fantastic things. Is this knife the mortal weapon? Some primary testings have been conducted. A clumsy results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound. I suppose this means that we now know that the crime was committed with this knife. This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on, huh, son? This thing practically screams artsy at me, too. Although it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing that I said was artsy. But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful. The design on the knife's handle. It greatly resembles a special body species of butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus it says right here, this knife is property of the Republic of Balda. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right in this room. Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, that the score's the only one it could be? Now come along quietly, Yatagashiro. K. Faraday. You are under arrest for the murder of Manny Cochin. Mr. Edgeworth, please, you have to believe me, I didn't do it! I chased the fake Yatagashu in here, and he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Hold it!
I like to help you reduce the number of mistakes OS in a pool makes. What is that supposed to mean? I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime. Very well, I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. Even Neo police confirmed that the Yatagashu infiltrated the Bali's embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagashu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagashu. Most apparently, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body. Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she is the Yatagashu. Exactly, but it isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagashu. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I was only out to capture the fake Yatagashu. Imposter or not, it matters not. Yatagashu is a Yatagashu. Very well. Then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagashu who killed Mr. Manny Kochin. Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of. Even your police confirmed that the Yatagashu infiltrated the Baldi's embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagashu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagashu.
Hold it!
Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove that she is a killer. No, but it does give her a motive. The Yatagashu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secrets. Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wants to steal them. So she killed Mr. Kochin for the key. I see. The logic is very sound. I expect nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. That might just be the opening I need. She wants their documents regarding smuggling, so she killed Mr. Kochin for the key.
Objection!
Agent Shina, I regret to inform you, but there is a flaw in your logic. Oh? Even if you claim that she is the killer and the Yatagashu, I'm certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Kochin's body. Furthermore, the Yatagashu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. By the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked. It's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all. Hold it. And perhaps he didn't know that Mr. Kochin had the key on him.
Objection!
If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known that fact. Hold it. Need, reason. All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Perhaps he didn't notice the safe's second compartment before returning the key. But the fact still remains that Mr. Kochin was stabbed to death.
Objection!
But you have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act. Hold it. Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes. What? Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her away behind bars. The knife found on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the mortar weapon which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained a knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is a part of a special three-piece set which has a design like no other. The evidence and testimony all points to the gore. There is no counter-argument. That is your definitive evidence? You see now that he's definitely the killer, right? No, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta believe me. I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear. And you came in here because you were chasing this suspicious person. That's right. I went into this office only because I was chasing after that person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights. But then... Ah! Who's there? This is... I came to this room upon hearing the girl's scream. And when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her. So the object caved up by her feet on the floor was the motor weapon. I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it. But the suspicious person in black coat who came into this room before me... Hold it. You continue to insist there was such a person, but there was. Where did they go? That... I don't know. But I know they came in here. Hold it. That sounds like the desperate excuse of a suspect killer, not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth. She has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are with some solid evidence. Mr. Edgeworth, I really did. Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for me to prove that. Hold it. Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument if you can. Don't worry. I can and I will. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the motor weapon which the killer was holding.
Objection!
So the motor weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it. But is that really the truth? What are you getting at? I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade, and yet there is not a speck of blood on the handle. This signifies that at the time of the crime, a different handle was attached to this blade. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle stripped and was in fact not the real motor weapon. Was it the real motor weapon? This knife can be taken apart, so we give it a go. As you can see, the Baldy's knife has now been dissevered into 2 parts. The killer must have pulled the motor weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with this butterfly one. It was hard to create the illusion that Mr. Cochin was killed with the butterfly-themed knife. This should clear up any and all suspicions surrounding Kay. Your argument isn't airtight yet. How so? It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles.
Hold it!
Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she do such a thing? I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. Therefore, I won't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem.
Objection!
The truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. You will come to see that Kay is not and could not have been Mr. Cochin's killer. What is this mark on here? It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means. No, not really. Butterflies wear some flowers all the time to drink their sweet nectar. And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clear. Not a chance. To prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this. Take that! You can't be serious. It appears that you've made the connection. The flower on display is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the Kingdom of Alabest. In other words, this blade is from one of Alabest's ornamental knives. This part of the knife handle has Baldur's national symbol of the butterfly on it. Therefore, it is undeniably Baldurese in origin. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Shina? After the fire had broken out. That's right, Kay entered the Baldi's embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to the Albanese side of the building before that. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire. Which means that Kay could not have transported an Albanese object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer. Way to go, Mr. Agile, sir! What a great victory! Hey, why is everyone so quiet? I'm happy we got this far and cleared Kay's name. But what worries me now is what will happen next.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? An Albestian knife here? Do you mean, how did this find its way to the Republic of Balda? It didn't just find its way over here. Rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over. You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we're just standing around. Thinking while you're on the one, and that's the way a real great thief operates. Okay. Oh, thanks a bunch, Mr. Agile, for proving me innocent, I mean. You believe in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did. Not really, but... Come on, you don't have to be shy about it. Hold it. Your argument is still not airtight. Would you care to elaborate? I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there's still the possibility that she is the Yatagashiru. That again? Look, how many times I have to explain it to you? I am the real Yatagashiru. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay? Whether you're the real deal or fake, it doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire.
Objection!
Preposterous! On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing? The fact that she calls herself the Yatagashiru, that in itself is the most elegant proof. Miss Shina. Yes? I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I am the great thief Yatagashiru, and I refuse to allow some imposters to claim that name as their own. The path of justice that my father pointed me towards, I will walk it the best I can. It's not good to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that. Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Shina. Let me share something with you too as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay? Well, I guess we better get going. Going? To where? To the Kingdom of Albus. If we don't go, we won't know for sure, right? I suppose not. Won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. To see where the Albanese knights came from. We'll have to pay the Albanese embassy a visit. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt. Understood.